What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Legends and Dice Cafe with your friendly neighborhood gamer, your host, Coach Key. Perfect spot where we can learn about tabletop RPGs together from old school to modern. Do lots and lots of solo gameplay and GM tips. Back with my weekly video like I do every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And today's video is courtesy of our Patreon supporters voting on the video. We're going to be doing a part 1 on how to play. Here we go. DragonBane. We're going to start a series on how to play DragonBane and how to play some of my favorite tabletop role-playing games, starting with DragonBane. So we'll do character creation and then we'll go into the rules. And don't forget to make sure you hit that thumbs up button because it helps the channel out. And if you'd like to further support the channel, make sure you hop on over to Patreon and subscribe to Legends and Dice Cafe. Without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the video. Let's go. I do have a review of the box set on the channel, so make sure you check it out when you get a chance. And again, a series of solo playthroughs with DragonBane because it comes with solo play rules, which is super cool. This is a really fantastic box set. It comes with a lot of different things. Coming from 5e and over to this, it's really easy to transition to this because the rules are very similar but simpler than 5e, in my opinion, of course. We're going to start with our character creation, and it's pretty easy to create a character. I'm probably going to miss a few things, so definitely drop it in the comments and help me out. And again, like I said, I'm still kind of learning along the way. So this is a d20 system. Either hit the number, hit your skill, or you roll under. So in DragonBane, so you have your kin, and you have your profession. So first off, we're going to go ahead and pick a kin. We're going to roll. So I'm glad I have my dice out here. These are most of the DragonBane dice. They're super cool. It comes with a dragon on one side. Let me see, is that clear? Yep, it comes with a dragon on for the number 1, which is a critical success. And then it has a demon, which is a 20, of course, which is a critical failure. So these are really cool dice. I like that. And I like the color. I like these. So let's see. First, we're going to pick our kin. Here we go. So let's roll. And we got an 11. So we got a mallard, which is pretty cool. We're going to start right here. So the origin of the mallards is shrouded in mystery. Some scholars claim that they came from a mighty island realm that was swallowed by the sea thousands of years ago. Others believe them to be the result of a failed magical experiment. Interesting. Whatever the truth may be, these feathered humanoids are a common sight in the world. They have a knack for trade, and their agitated quacking is often an integral part of soundscape around marketplaces and trade caverns. So let's see, let's roll and see if we can get a decent name that I can pronounce. Let's see, we got a 6. Okay, I can do that. Hackleswell. I don't really like that name, so we'll come back to that. So let's see, so my willpower is 3 points. And let's go to the page where it actually tells you what willpower is. Let's see, willpower points are used for magic as well as innate and heroic abilities, which are going to be some pretty cool skills that you're going to be able to add onto your sheet. Look, and a mallard also gets a boon to all swimming rolls. You always move at full speed in underwater. And a boon is kind of like an advantage. You would roll 2 d20s instead of 1 d20. And of course, this time around, pick the lower die. Let's see, next up we're going to roll for a profession. So as far as your profession, it looks like it determines a good portion of the skills, what you'll be skillful at. And it looks like your profession also determines what gear you start out with and which heroic ability you get. Let's see, and we got a 4, so we're going to be a hunter. And this is super cool. This is what I love about character creation, creating a character in this way and not necessarily using apps, because you get a chance to really learn more about the game as well. So as you're creating your character. So our key attribute is going to be agility. So let's roll for our gear. Let's see, we got a number 1. We get a dagger, a short bow, a quiver, a leather armor, sleeping pelt, torch, flint and tinder, rope, snare, and D8 food rations. So let's do that real quick. Let me jot that down. Next, I'm going to do my D8 for my food rations. I have 6 food rations and D6 for silver. I have 4 silver. And then I put right here for my leather, and then my dagger and my short bow. All right, so I think we have everything marked down. And and the companion. So the companion, so it requires that my hunting and my fishing be at least a 12. You can activate this ability to turn an animal, not a monster, into your companion. This takes a stretch of time, and you can only have one animal companion at a time. The GM decides which animals are nearby, and the animal follows you as long as you remain in its natural environment, and it can scout for you at no additional willpower points cost. For 3 additional willpower points, you can command the animal to attack an enemy, which is a free action for you, which is pretty cool. So that's a pretty good heroic ability. So I've got that down right there, got my web feet. So next up is we're going to roll for our age, which is interesting. So let's see. We're going to roll a d6 for our age. And we got a 5, so we are an adult. So let's see, we don't get any extra or any penalty to our attributes, which is super cool. And our trained skills, so 6 trained skills must be selected from your profession, which we already did. The rest may be chosen freely. And we're going to roll for our attributes next. We're going to roll 4d6 and remove the worst die, which gives you a score between 3 and 18. Assign that score to an attribute of your choice. Repeat the process 5 times until you have assigned a score to each attribute. You must assign each score as you roll them, but once done, you may swap 2 scores. All right, so let's see. We're going to, and then we remove the lowest one. And 7, 11. I'm going to do 11 in charisma. And then let's see, SWAT. This is pretty good scores. 9. So what is that? 15. I'm gonna do 15 in agility for now. Let's see. So your maximum number of HP is equal to your constitution, but can be increased by heroic ability, robust, which we do not have. So my hit points are going to be my constitution. So it's going to be 17. I think I'll keep that as is. Yeah, no, I'll swap it. All right, so I swapped them. I swapped my constitution for my agility. Flippity, flippity, flop, flop. All right, let's see. And next thing we do is we calculate our derived ratings. So it's this section right here. So let's see, our movement is going to be 10. And it's done in meters. And next up, so skills represent knowledge and abilities you have acquired during or prior to your life as an adventurer. They are important as they determine how effectively you can perform certain actions in the game. So look at that. There are 30 core skills in the base game, and they're all described in detail, of course, in the next chapter. Your skills are measured by skill level on scale from 1 to 18. The higher, the better. Every skill is connected to an attribute, which determines your base chance. So we will put those down as well. So starting skill levels, in addition to the base chances, you start out with a number of trained skills, which we've marked 8 on 8, 10, or 12, depending on your age. At the start of the game, your level in a trained skill is equal to twice the base chance. I like that. 6 of your trained skills must be selected, of course. From those, of course, we already know from your profession. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. So we're going to, for each of these that are connected to the agility. So let's see, agility is 17. So I would do 7. So then I would double that on all the ones that I'm proficient at that have the agility as well. Have the agility here. And of course, the rest of them are just going to be 7. So I'm going to fill that in real quick. All right. So we've got our skills up there. Boom. Doubled on the ones that we are, for the most part, proficient in. Trained skills. And let's see. Up next, we have... Oh, look, I skipped all this part up here. So let's see, your damage bonus. So your damage bonus increases the damage inflicted by your attacks. You have 2 temporary damage bonuses, one for strength-based weapons and one for agility-based weapons. So for strength, we have a 13, so it's going to be a plus D4. And then for our agility, which is super cool, we have a plus D6. I guess I don't have to put the plus, but all right. So it looks like our character sheet is coming along, and hopefully, if you're fairly new to DragonBane, you are learning a couple things during our character creation. So we already did our hit points, and we already did our willpower points. So next up, and we've done our skills. You start the game off with 1 heroic ability, unless you're playing solo. Then you start off with 2. So you can gain a new heroic ability during play. So it says your weakness adds depth and personality to your character and can also be used by the GM to create challenges for them. So of course your weakness is optional, and I think I'm gonna skip that for now. So we've got starting gear with our profession. So starting gear, your profession determines what gear you can choose from at the start of the game. You may roll or select one of the 3 sets of items listed by your profession. So we get a chance to have a memento. Let's see. So we got 18, your mother's or father's ragged old hat. It's interesting. I'll jot that down in 1 second. And we get to roll for our appearance. So let's see. I'm going to roll a d20. So I got a 6 and a bit of extra weight around the middle. Okay, sounds about right. 1 sec. I think we're going to stop there. I do like the different colored eyes, though. Oh, hissing voice. Never mind. I'm going to go with a different colored eyes. I'm going with different colored eyes. So I'm going to say 1 red eye and 1 blue. And I think we're pretty much done with our character sheet. The only thing that I'm going to write down is this section right here as far as our dagger and our short bow. And I forgot to put a quiver down, but I think the quiver would be on my back. So it wouldn't be necessarily in my inventory. I'm just going to put it down here. All right, so I just put it in my inventory. So let's see. And the next up we have is leather. And our rating for our armor is 1. And we'll get into that in a few. So we've got a dagger. And the grip is 1 hand. Damage is D8. Durability is 9. And let me write these down real quick. All right, so we've got our information now. We've got our grip, we've got our range, we've got our damage, durability, and of course it has different features. So the grip is if you need 1 or 2 hand to wield it. Your strength indicates how much strength you need to use the weapon effectively. Let's see, and then your damage, the damage section, it indicates how much damage the weapon inflicts on a hit. And so the damage can be increased by damage bonus and decreased by armor. So durability determines how much damage you can parry without damaging the weapon. Range indicates, of course, how far it can go. Features indicates which features the weapon has. And so far we have piercing and slashing. Oh, we didn't roll for our character name, but if you guys have any suggestions on what you think I should name my character, because I'm going to use a different name besides the options inside of the book. If you have any options, drop it in the comments. And here we go. We're going to start right off into your skills. So of course we said it was a D20 system. A result is lower than or equal to your skill level. That means your action succeeds. So which means that a 20 is going to be, again, a critical failure, and then a 1 is going to be a critical success. And again, your critical failure would be your demon, which would be the 20. Boom. So, and it has some options right here. So, say for instance, outside of the combat, the GM can let the demon rolls have effect, such as you damage yourself, someone else, or an item, which is a pretty good idea. You make a fool of yourself in front of everyone around you. You make a lot of noise. I like those. So then we get into the boons and banes. If you're familiar with 5th edition, advantage and disadvantage. But in both cases, whether it's a boon or a bane, you're going to roll 2d20. But only 1 result counts, of course. If you have a boon, only the lowest result is going to count. And if you have a bane, then the highest number is going to count. And there's also something in here that you can do called pushing your roll. So it says if you fail a skill or attribute roll, you can choose to push the roll, which means that you can make another attempt. The new result applies whatever it is. If you have boon or banes, you must re-roll the dice. You can never push a demon roll, which is a natural 20. Whenever you push a roll immediately after the reroll, you suffer a condition. This means that you get a bane on all rolls for that skill based, wow, on a certain attribute and rolls against the attribute in question. I'm not sure if I think it was a dire situation I would use pushing the roll. And I'm pretty sure that these areas right here are optional rules that you can add into your game. Pretty sure. I'm gonna look into that, so don't quote me. Which I'm pretty sure you're familiar with. Sometimes you must beat your enemy in an opposed roll to succeed with an action. This means that both you and your adversary roll dice. Opposed rolls are used in sparring and sparingly in the game, and only when someone is actively opposing you. So, and then of course it has your set of core skills. There are tons of these. I can't remember how much it was, but they're definitely, these are secondary. This section describes all of your skills. So you've got acrobatics, you've got awareness, bartering, beast lore. You've got bluffing, bushcraft, crafting, evade, healing, hunting and fishing, languages, myths and legends, performance, persuasion. Wow, we're still going. Riding, seamanship, sleight of hand, sneaking, spot hidden, swimming, and your weapon skills. So, and then of course your heroic abilities, which you get with, what was it, your profession? And of course, it did say that you can gain. It's got tons of heroic skills. We're not going to go into them, but you've got tons in here. Look at that. So next up is your rounds and your initiative. So I love the initiative, how simple it is for initiative. You're just going to use these initiative cards right here, and you're going to randomly pick from them. Oop, that's mixed in. Sorry about that. That's an adventure card. And you're just going to, sorry about that. That's a treasure card. Okay. So, but you're going to randomly pick from the initiative unless sometimes I think like one of the, in my DragonBane solo playthrough, one of the heroic abilities allows me to pick 2 initiative cards, which is a pretty cool trait to have, especially playing by yourself. But initiative, you just pick the card randomly. Everybody just randomly picks their card, and that's exactly the order that you're going to go in, which again is super cool. Very simple. But check this out. If you perform an attack that the GM deems surprising to your enemy, you get to choose any initiative card you want in the first round of combat. Now that's pretty freaking cool. Next up is going to be your actions and movement. So on your turn, you can move, of course, and you can perform one action. And here are a list of the different actions. And of course, you do have free actions as well. Free actions are minor actions such as drawing a weapon, kept at hand, dropping to the ground, or shouting a few words are all free actions. And of course, there are probably some more as well. So here go your list of actions. So on your turn, you can do your movement, or and you can dash, make a melee attack, make a ranged attack. You can parry, you can dodge, pick up an item, equipped or unequipped armor, helmet. You can use first aid so you can do some healing. You can rally, you can persuade another player character at 0 hit points to rally and keep fighting. That's interesting. Break down a door, pick a lock. You can use an item, activate your ability, your heroic, use an innate or heroic ability. You can cast a spell. You can do help and round rest. You can rest and recover D6 willpower points. This can only be done once per shift. That's interesting as well. And I think on that note, we're going to probably pause right there on our how-to series of how to play DragonBane. So I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned a few things. And if there's some things that I got wrong, definitely drop it in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Same time. Thank you so much for taking the time out to watch the video. Make sure you go and check out my DragonBane solo playthrough videos. And I'll be having another one. I'll be continuing that series very, very soon, as well as this one right here, or as well as this one right here on how to play DragonBane for beginners from a beginner-ish. And real quick, on another note, have you played Ghost of Tsushima? I think that's how you pronounce it. It's a really cool game. And you can play online with multiple people. So if you play, let me know add me on Discord, hit me up on Facebook, and if you play Apex as well. So, yeah. And as always, don't forget to make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you comment and make sure you subscribe. Don't forget to turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on any of the cool content that I post every single week. Have a fantastic Friday, rest of your Friday, and a fantastic weekend. And send you guys lots and lots of love. And I'll see you guys back here, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And